Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Glad that you are here. Thank you so much for stopping by and making me a part of your morning, afternoon, evening, overnight, whatever time you're listening to me. And matter of fact, here's a fun test I'd love to do. For those of you guys that listen, on a somewhat routine basis, I'd love to hear. Feel free to tweet me at Gary Cantrell, Instagram at Gary Cantrell, whatever you prefer. I would love to hear, what time of the day do you listen and how do you listen? Very curious about that. Let me know and I'll share some of those on a future episode. Cool? Cool. Well, it's been another great week. And yeah, a lot of interesting things going on right now. Basically, a number of things that I'm working on. I have a new video on my solo channel. I'm so surprised that this actually happened, but it happened. That's right. I have finally uploaded to my solo channel. Here's the thing. I don't know what the future of that channel is. I've said this a couple of times on this podcast. It's like, I have Gary and Larry's Edible Adventures with Larry. It's a good time. And we know, all right, this is what we do. We go and we eat stuff, right? It's just what we do. With my solo channel, I've had various ideas, and I don't necessarily want to kind of just go into all those ideas yet, because if one of them pans out, I would kind of like to just sneak up on you oh, here's a new video. Boom. But for right now, kind of in the in between, what I would like to see is, just some random various videos. I said this in the video and I don't want to spoil it too much. I would just advise you to go to youtube.com/Gary Cantrell. The video title, What Have I Done? I've got that typical YouTuber shocked, oh my God face. Clickbait, hello. But I think I deliver on it. And I kind of said on that channel, I just do whatever I want. For now, till I figure out a solid path for that channel, which I've not figured out yet, but I will. So in the meantime, it's kind of like a nice little, here's a vlog, maybe here's a review, here's just some various stuff that I'm working on, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. And I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with that. I think that, because the niche channel is Gary and Larry's Edible Adventures, because that's the main focus, I can kind of let this channel just be the fun channel. I just post whatever I want. If I want to do a vlog, I'll do a vlog. And I think, honestly, that's primarily what that channel is going to be for a while. Because I have one big idea in mind, but I need to kind of figure out the logistics on it. I've shared vaguely those things before here, but I have one main theme that what I'd like to do, but I almost feel like that in itself should still be on its own channel. So I would have to essentially start all over again and build another channel, essentially a third channel, where I'm focused on this one thing. Okay. And I think it would be great. I think it would do well. I think with the kind of style that I do, I'm not saying it's a 1 million sub channel, but maybe it's 100,000 sub channel. Maybe. We'll see. But I've got a lot of ideas. And the most dangerous ideas are the ones that just stay in your head and they never leave your head. But going back to my original point, as I was trying to make some odd minutes ago, I finally uploaded to my solo channel. And this was, let me tell you, one of the hardest things that I had to do. And you might think to yourself, well, what do you mean it's hard? You recorded the video, you edited it, you uploaded it. What are you talking about? The edit's hard or whatever? No. The mental game of all this is what was the hardest for me. Because when I look back on the last, 4, almost 5 years of just content creation in general, for a long time, my identity was one thing. If you've been here for a while, you already know what I'm talking about. But I had an Instagram. I still have the Instagram. It's just not what it was, but it's, it was focused on health and fitness and all that. And I got away from that, which I'm working on that, by the way. Got some things in motion as far as working on me, fixing me, because I think I'm finally ready to work on me again. But that whole page, that identity, was all about that guy. And when that guy wasn't into that thing, I felt lost. I was sad. It fucked with me hard. Because in many ways, I'm like, well, I'm overthinking it, obviously, but I was like, if I post these other things I want, people either aren't going to care or they'll get mad for whatever reason. Or, believe me, I've seen some stuff. I'm not going to drop anybody's names or anything like that, but you'd be surprised at some of the kind of messages I got when I was posting some different stuff. Let's just say that. And it messed with me. I let it mess with me. So then I went and purged pretty much everything. I did a podcast about that a while ago. And then as I was trying to come back and just post what I actually want to post on my page, that one thing that I preach so many times, do you on your page, do whatever you want to do. It was hard for me to do that because there was the fear of judgment, the fear of people wondering what's going on, judging my every move. And at the end of the day, who gives a shit, right? It's my page. I'll do what I want. I'm a creator at heart. And I want to use that page in particular to post my creative things. But we're talking about YouTube here. I don't know how we got to Instagram, but yeah, I just want to speak my piece on that. But even on YouTube, at one point I had some videos related to that content. And I think that, a lot of the people from Instagram went on my YouTube and they subbed and all that good stuff. And so there's this fear, this constant fear of a bunch of people are going to unsub. They're going to get pissed off. I'm not posting what I think they want me to post. And at the end of the day, I just shouldn't care. Shouldn't matter. Should be what I want to post. But I couldn't get over that. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. I couldn't get over it. And so for a long time, I couldn't bring myself to record. And when I finally would, I have full videos about literally trying to come back that I won't publish because at the time I recorded them, I'm just like, man, I'm not in the right place here. That was the other thing too. This last year and a half, you guys see the more or less the positive Gary. I try to be the positive because people say when you share too much about the lows, you bring them down and they just don't want to deal with you and yada, yada, yada. But I've been battling some depression for a while, some anxiety for a while on a number of things. And that too also prevented me from hitting the record button. And it sounds so silly. I could hear some people listening now well, what the fuck? What do you mean, man? What do you mean it was like the people were just holding you back? People were, what do you mean you were worried about what people thought about what you were doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? That's how I felt. And it was tough. So to wrap it up on a bow here 9 minutes in, when I had that idea to record that video about the new vehicle I got and talk about how this might be the gateway back into putting out content, the opening line of that video was something like, whoa, this is a big moment. Can't believe I'm hitting record. Something like that. I said something like that. I felt that shit, man. I felt it. The moment I hit record, and it's crazy too, because the Edible Adventures, man, we've been rocking and rolling. We've been doing some great stuff. I think we're getting better and better as we get along, or as we go along with these videos. We're getting better and better. So I can understand how weird it sounds to hear me say it was so hard to hit record, but it's true. When it came to my personal content, it was hard to hit record. And finally, after months and months and months and months and months, I finally hit that button. So I say all this to say, yeah, you're going to go through some hard times in life. You're going to find stuff that's going to break you down to your core, and you're going to question, is it all worth it? Is it worth it to keep going? What should I do? How should I approach this? So on and so forth. But when you're a creative, man, that creative blood in you, that creative juices, it just never goes away. You're not shaking that off. When you're born to create, you're born to create, and you can't get rid of it. So if you're in a similar spot that I was in, and you're feeling that pressure, that internal pressure, what are people going to think? What should I record? What should I make? Stop all that right there. Just stop. Hit that record button and just let it roll. That's it. That's the message today. Hit the record button and let it roll. My friends, thank you so much for being here. I feel like we just went to a place. Did you feel that? You feel that? I felt it. If you made it this far, you're the real ones. Love y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll catch you on the next podcast. Talk to you next time.